Okay. So very good morning, good afternoon to one and all. So in the last class, so we discussed about NMOS design style and CMOS design style, how to draw the schematic in the NMOS as well as the CMOS, right? And also how to draw the stick diagrams in NMOS design style and the CMOS design style. So in the last class, we discussed to draw the layout diagrams. In the previous classes, we discussed about how to draw the layout diagrams in NMOS design style and also in the CMOS technology, right? So I think you are all familiar about those topics. And now we are going to concentrate on let's go to the unit number 3. Okay, we can go for the unit number 3 as per your syllabus. Okay. So that is the basic circuit design concept. Okay, we can go for the basic circuit design concept here. So in this chapter, we are going to estimate what is the resistance of the inverters in different technologies, in 7 micrometer technology, and particularly for 5 micrometer technology, and Orbit 2 micrometer technology, and also Orbit 1.2 micrometer technology. We are going to estimate the resistance and capacitance of the devices. Similarly, we are going to discuss about the delay estimations and also how to calculate the power consumption, and also how to charge sharing and design margin, everything. So we are going to analyze this one here. So as we know that the MOS structure basically formed of superimposition of different layers, different conducting materials and insulating material, and also transistor forming material, right? The MOS structures, basically the MOS structures consist of the conducting materials, insulating materials, and also the transistor forming materials, right? That is called thin layers, right? In this case, so conducting materials basically we can consider as a metal layers, and polysilicon basically we are identified in gate terminal, and the insulating material that is nothing but silicon dioxide layers, and also the transistor forming materials we can consider the thin layer. And because depending upon the combination of all these layers, we are going to consider the transistors, and also we are going to consider the different structures in NMOS technology as well as the CMOS technologies, right? So now, so here we are going to estimate what is the resistance associated with these structures. Okay, with these structures, not only the resistance, we are going to find out the capacitance. Okay, capacitance of the different conducting materials, and also different systems here, different structures, right? So because just observe here, similar to your network analysis, how you are calculating the device resistance value is somewhat different compared to that one. It is somewhat different in this case. So yeah, particularly here we are going to concentrate the different components such as the resistance, estimation of different components that are required to estimate the performance of the device or performance of the system, right? So and another very important thing in this case, we also require the inductance calculation, but here in this case, in this subject, we are not going to consider the inductance. We are neglecting for on-chip devices. Okay. So now the main important thing in this case, we are going to consider the resistance and capacitance calculations. First, initially we are going to consider resistance and capacitance calculations, right? So that is the main thing you have to remember. Okay, the MOS basically what happened? The MOS structures basically consists of, it is a MOS structure basically consists of superimposition of different conducting materials and insulating materials, also transistor forming materials. Okay, so these are the main thing in this stage. Okay, from these layers, so from each of these layers, we are going to calculate we are going to calculate the different its own characteristics, such as resistance and capacitances, right? So these are the what is the resistance of the device and how to calculate the capacitance of the devices. Here we are going to concentrate in this chapter. So now let's go for the resistance estimation. Okay, we can go for the resistance estimation. The main important thing in this case, in the resistance estimation, how to estimate the resistance of the device. Okay, resistance of the sheet. Okay, resistance of layer. So like this we can consider. So the concept of this sheet resistance is basically used to estimate. Basically used to know the resistance behavior of the layers that go basically different layers resistance of the layers to the MOS devices. Okay, basically the sheet resistance is used to calculate the resistance behavior of the MOS structures. Okay, so let us consider, in order to estimate that resistance, let us consider a uniform slab of a conducting material. Okay, let us consider the uniform slab of conducting material. Let us consider this is a uniform slab of conducting material whose width is W. Okay, this is the width of the conducting slab, and this is the thickness of the conducting slab, and this is the length of the conducting slab. Okay, and these are the two faces A and B. Okay, and the resistivity of the conducting slab is we can call as rho. Okay, because as you know that, so what happened now, how to calculate the resistance basically for any material, semiconductor material. So we are going to add the impurities. Okay, when you add impurities, what happens? The conductivity is increases. Okay, the conductivity is increasing means there is nothing but the resistivity will be decreases. So depending upon the impurity materials, we are having the resistance value, right? Remember that point. Okay, so therefore let us consider the resistivity is rho. Okay, we are going to represent rho, and width is equals to W, and the thickness is nothing but T, and the length is, you can consider the length is the between the two faces. So let's take A and B is the two faces. So between the length A and B, we are having the length of the conducting material is L. So depending upon that, we are going to estimate the resistance of the material. Okay, so that means we know the resistance of the sheet resistance. That means the resistance of the material is given by. That means the resistance between the two faces A and B is given by. We are on the formula depending upon the sheet resistance here. Okay, resistivity rho L by A. Okay, where are the resistance between the resistance A between the two faces A and B, there is R suffix AB. We can consider that is nothing but the resistance. Already we know the formula, that is rho L by A, where rho is the specific resistivity of the material, and L is the length of the material, and A is the area of the material. Okay, that means resistivity, length, and area, depending upon what is the area here, is depending upon width into thickness. Okay, here the width into thickness is nothing but the area. We can consider area of the slab. Okay, where rho is the resistivity of the material. And remember, the resistivity of the material is depends upon the amount of impurity material that is added to this slab. Okay, that is the main thing. This is remember here. So therefore, we are going to represent the resistance is given by R suffix AB, that is equal to rho L by A, where the unit is ohm. Okay, RAB is equal to rho L by A. Okay, and just remember the what is the area here is nothing but T into W. Okay, for this slab, the area is equal to T into W, right? Because like this, we are having the different layers in the form of slab like this. Okay, so therefore, for example, if the assume that if the slab is a square, assume that the slab is a square, because we are going to consider whenever the transistor is formed. So what is the when the transistor is formed? Basically, whenever the polysilicon layer is crosses the Thinox layer, a transistor is formed, right? That means the minimum size of the polysilicon is 2 lambda, and the minimum size of the that is the width of the polysilicon, and diffusion layer is also 2 lambda. So whenever the two layers should join to crosses, whenever this polysilicon crosses the diffusion layer, that means when the transistor is formed, when the polysilicon is perpendicular to the Thinox layer. Okay, when it is perpendicular to Thinox layer, and it must cross the layer here. That is the main thing. So therefore, we can consider that whenever the polysilicon crosses the Thinox layer, you just observe the crossing area, it becomes like a square. Okay, because the diffusion layer is having width is 2 lambda, and the polysilicon is also having the width is 2 lambda. And remember, the length of this transistor is depends upon the width of the polysilicon. Okay, remember this is another very important thing you have to remember. Okay, the width of the polysilicon determines the length of the transistor channel. Okay, length of the transistor channel. Remember that point. And the width of the diffusion layer indicates the width of the transistor channel. Okay, that is the main thing you have to remember in this case. So therefore, the width of, so in this case, particularly here, we are going to represent RAB, R suffix AB. That means the resistance between the two faces A and B is equals to rho L by A, and unit is ohms. Okay, so here where A is the area of the slab, where A is the area of the slab, and this area of the slab is nothing but we can consider as, what is the area of the slab now here? There is nothing but width into thickness. Okay, area is equal to width into thickness. Just remember. So therefore, if you substitute this area is equals to W into T in this RAB, R suffix AB, what will get? RAB is equals to rho L by WT. R suffix AB is equals to rho L by WT, where A is equal to W into T ohms. Is unit is ohms. Okay, so that is the case. Okay, you got one equation now here. RAB is equal to rho L by WT. Now you know that as we already seen, there is a one condition that is length to width ratio. Okay, now this RAB will consist of length to width ratio. R, that is R suffix AB is equal to rho, that is the rho into L by W into T. Okay, just remember, right? So rho L by W into 1 by T equal to, in terms of ohms. Okay, this is the RAB. So we are going to divide this equation. That is R suffix AB is equals to, first is rho into 1 by T into L by W, or RAB is equal to L by W into rho into 1 by T ohms, right? Now what is L by W basically? It is the length to width ratio. It is the length to width ratio we can consider. And we know that length to width ratio is nothing but already we have seen in the second chapter, the first chapter. Length to width, when you pull up to pull down ratio, okay, well determining the pull up to pull down ratio, we are having Z pull up and Z pull down. Z pull up, what is Z pull up basically? Z value, that is the length to width ratio of the transistor, right? So therefore, we are going to substitute R suffix AB is equal to Z into rho by T, right? We can represent like this, Z into rho by T, where Z is equal to L by W. Okay, so remember that point. So R suffix AB is equal to Z into, what is the value? Rho by T, where rho is the resistivity and T is the thickness of the material, and Z is equal to L by W. So that is the case. Okay, we are going to find out the resistance of the slab is given in terms of Z. Okay, in terms of length to width ratio, R suffix AB is equal to, what is the value? Z into rho divided by T. Okay, so in terms of ohm, right? RAB. For example, if you take the slab is a square. Okay, if you take a slab is a square, what is the square? Square is nothing but whose value is equals to, what is the square basically? Length is equal to width, right? We are assuming that length is equal to width in this case. Whenever you can consider the square, there is nothing but length is equal to W. Okay, so if you substitute L is equal to W in that equation, R suffix AB, what you will get? R suffix AB is equal to, yes, L is equal to W. That means RAB, Z value becomes 1. Z is the ratio of L by W. If L is equal to W, then what happens? Z is equal to 1. That is, we can consider as 1 square. That is nothing but we can consider as a 1 square. Okay, 1 square into, okay, RAB is equals to 1 square into rho by T. So 1 square can be nothing but it is 1 square. Okay, so therefore RAB is equal to, what happened now? 1 square into rho by W. So this can be written as RAB is equal to rho by T ohm per square. Okay, ohm per square we can consider. Okay, RAB is equal to Z into, there is nothing but we can consider as rho by T, because we are assuming L is equal to W in this case. When L is equal to W, so it becomes RAB is equal to rho by T ohm per square. Okay, per 1 square, the resistance is equal to RAB is equal to rho by T. That value you can call it as the sheet resistance of the material. Okay, that is known as sheet resistance, whose unit is ohm per square. Okay, whose value is sheet resistance is given by ohm per square, whose value is equal to rho by T. So that RAB can be considered as the sheet resistance RS. RAB is equal to, that means you can consider here, remember that point. RAB is equal to Z into RS. Okay, RAB is equal to Z into RS. Okay, just remember, you got it now. So what you will get now, Z is here, just remember. So this is RAB into, we are having, this is Z rho by T. So what is the rho by T? We can consider sheet resistance. Okay, RS you can consider. This RAB is equal to RS. Okay, this is nothing but ohm per T, that is nothing but ohm per square we can consider here. So just substituting RAB is equals to, the resistance of the slab is equals to, we are going to represent in terms of Z into RS. Okay, Z is equal to Z into RS. Okay, so this is nothing but L by W is called Z and rho by T is called RS. Okay, so totally it is nothing but RAB is equal to Z into RS we are having. Okay, so that is the sheet resistance of the material. Okay, so RAB, like this you can find out the resistance of the material, where RS is the ohm per square. Remember, this is the sheet resistance of the device. Unit of the sheet resistance is equals to ohm per square. Okay, unit of sheet resistance is ohm per square. That is the unit of, that is the main thing in this case, and we are going to represent the sheet resistance by RS. Okay, and this is basically, this sheet resistance is independent of area. Okay, what is the sheet resistance here? RS is equal to rho by T, right? RS is equal to rho by T, because rho is the specific resistivity of the material and T is the thickness. It is independent of the area. It is independent of the area. So therefore, sheet resistance is independent of the area. Okay, it not depends upon the area of the layer. So, but it depends upon the thickness. Okay, remember, it depends upon the thickness and resistivity of the material. Okay, so that is the sheet resistance. So that means, for example, if you, you take a same material, which is having different size. It is 1 micrometer per square side. Okay, side square, 1 micrometer per side square, has the same resistance, having the same resistance as that of the 1 centimeter per square side. Okay, that is the main difference. Okay, so just see the difference now here. Okay, the material which is having 1 micrometer per side square, having the same, just remember, which is 1 micrometer per side square. Okay, having the same resistance similar to the, is equals to the material which is having 1 centimeter per side square. Both are having the same resistance. Okay, that means 1 centimeter per square is having higher value, micrometer is having higher value. But even though, what happens is is not depends upon the area. So therefore, it depends upon the thickness only. That's why the 1 square centimeter per side square is having the same resistance as that of the 1 micrometer per side square, having the same sheet resistance. Okay, the same resistance. Remember that point. So therefore, this is the, like this you can find out the resistance of the particular layer. But so here we're going to discuss about the MOS devices. Okay, every MOS device is having some resistivity. Okay, that depends upon that amount of doping concentration. Okay, that means the resistivity, that is the MOS. Basically, what happens depends upon the resistivity of the material and the thickness of the material. Remember, that is the main important thing. Okay, the resistance of the different materials not only depends upon the resistivity, but also depends upon the thickness of the material. So that's why we discussed the last previous line. That is RS resistivity is rho by T. So therefore, there is nothing but for 1 square. It depends upon the value here. So therefore, that just observe here now. for the let us consider the diffusion layers. Okay, so here the depth of the diffusion layer okay, here the depth defines the thickness. Okay, the depth defines the thickness of the layer. Just remember this. Depth of the diffusion layer defines the thickness. Okay, and the main important thing in this case is impurity material defines the resistivity of the material. Okay, depth depends on the thickness, how much depth of the impurity material is having. Okay, how much diffusion depth it is having in this case, and the resistivity, how much resistivity we are having. So this depth indicates the thickness, and the resistivity depends upon the impurity material, because the impurity material, if we are going to add the impurities to the pure semiconductor to increase the conductivity. Okay, so to increase the conductivity means resistivity will be decreases. Increasing conductivity means resistivity will decreases. Decreasing impurity material means resistivity will be increases. Okay, that is the main difference. If you increase the impurity material, conductivity increases, so resistivity decreases. If you reduce the impurity material, what happens? The conductivity will decreases and the resistivity will be increases. So that means it depends upon the impurity material defines the resistivity of the material, and the depth of the diffusion it defines the thickness of the material. Okay, so here we are going to concentrate on different layers. Okay, we are on different technologies. The 5 micrometer technology, and also some next one is 2 micrometer technology, that is called orbit technology. Another one is known as 1.2 micrometer technology as per your syllabus. Okay, we can consider only these three technologies here, and we are going to differentiate what is the situations of these technologies for same layers. Okay, what are the different layers we are having? We are having metal, and also we are having transistor diffusion, that is thin ox layers, and also we are having silicide, and also we are having polysilicon, and also we are having transistor gate structures, and N transistor gate and P transistor gate. Okay, these are the different layers we are having. Okay, in the MOS structures. So for different technologies, okay, we are having different technologies. We are having different values here. Okay, so these values, for example, let us assume that here. In this slide, I am going to represent the 5 micrometer technology. In the 5 micrometer technology, we are having the minimum width of the length is, what is the minimum line width here? The 5 micrometer. What is the meaning of 5 micrometer here? It is the width of the material. Okay. Okay, width is millimeter. That means lambda is equals to, width is nothing but, what is the minimum size width? Width is equals to, so this width indicates this 5 micrometer indicates the width, and 2 micrometer width is equals to 2 micrometer. Okay, so that means once you know the 5 micro technology name, okay, 5 micrometer, so 2 micrometer or 1.2 micrometer or 0.2 micrometer or 1 micrometer, 0.2 micrometer, like this. If we are having the different technologies, and this technology indicates the width of the transistor. Okay, the width of the feature size transistor. Okay, feature size. What is the meaning of feature size? Minimum size transistor is known as feature size. What is the minimum size transistor? It depends upon the lambda based rule. In the lambda based design rule, minimum width of the transistor, minimum length and width of the transistor is 2 lambda, because whenever the polysilicon crosses the diffusion layer, so what happens? You forming you just go to the layout diagram. The minimum width of the polysilicon is 2 lambda, and the minimum width of the diffusion layer is also 2 lambda. Whenever the 2 lambda crosses, the polysilicon crosses the diffusion layer, so you will get a square there. Okay, crossing point. And what is the size of the square here? One is 2 lambda, other is also 2. Length is 2 lambda, which is also 2 lambda. That is called minimum size transistor. Okay, the minimum size transistor, the transistor channel is nothing but 2 lambda into 2 lambda, which is having the area is equal to 2 lambda into 2 lambda, where width is equal to L. Okay, width is equal to length of the transistor, because you're having a minimum size transistor. Okay, and don't forget the width of the polysilicon defines the length of the transistor. Okay, width of the polysilicon defines the length of the transistor. Okay, remember that is the point. Now in this case here, we are going to represent 5 micrometer technology. What is the meaning of 5 micrometer technology here? It is the width of the transistor. Okay, 5 micrometer indicates the width of the transistor. Similarly, we are having 2 micrometer. The 2 micrometer indicates the width of the transistor, minimum size transistor. And 1.2 micrometer technology, it is the width of the 1.2 represents the width of the minimum size transistor in the technology. Okay. So in case of 5 micrometer technology, what is the value of lambda? What is the value of lambda? Because you know the width of the transistor here, W is equals to 5 micrometer. What is the minimum size transistor? What is the minimum size transistor? Lambda based division rule. L is equal to W. Okay, W is equal to 5 micrometer. L is also 5 micrometer. Okay, whose value is equal to 2 lambda into 2 lambda area. So that means width is equal to 5 micrometer. L is also 5 micrometer. What is the lambda here now? Both are 5. So lambda is equals to 2 lambda is equal to 5. Lambda is equals to 5 by 2. That is 2.5 micrometer. So lambda is equal to 2.5 micrometer. Like this, you can calculate the length and width of the transistor. Similarly, depending upon this concept, we are going to consider the different layers. Okay, there are different layers in this case. For 5 micrometer technology, the metal layer is having the resistivity is 0.03. Remember, this is ohm per square. Okay, it is ohm per square. Similarly, the silicide having 2 to 4. Okay, the value is vary from 2 to 4. Similarly, the polysilicon is having 15 to 100. Similarly, N transistor gate is having 10 to the power of 4 ohm per square. Okay, P-type transistor which is having, just remember, the N-type transistor having whatever the resistance you are having, and P-type transistor which is having the specific resistance, C resistance is 2.5 times the value of the N-channel transistor. Okay, that's why you are having 2.5 into the power of 4 ohm per square. Okay, these are the C resistance of the 5 micrometer technology, right? So that is like this we are going to find out in this case. So now let us consider the minimum size transistor. What is the minimum size transistor? How to calculate the C resistance of the minimum size transistor? Okay, just observe here. This is the formation of a P-type transistor. Okay, whenever the polysilicon crosses the diffusion layer, P-type diffusion. Okay, assume that this is the transistor P-channel enhancement mode transistor. Okay, this is a P-channel enhancement transistor, and if it is a green color, okay, it is a N-channel transistor. Assume that this is the P-type transistor, and also we are having N-channel transistor also we are having. So how to calculate the resistance of these transistors? So in order to calculate the resistance of C resistance of this device, so first we have to concentrate on what type of technology we are going to design this transistor here. We are going to consider. So depending upon the type of technology and depending upon the length to width ratio of the transistor, we are going to calculate the C resistance of the transistor. Resistance of the transistor is nothing but Z into RS. Remember, that is the main important thing you have to remember. R is equals to resistance of that particular transistor in the particular technology is equals to Z into RS in terms of ohm. Okay, that is where Z is equals to length to width ratio and RS is the in terms of ohm per square. The square cancels here, so we will get a value of resistance. Okay, so like this we are going to find out. Now this is that minimum width is 2 lambda and this is the minimum 2 lambda. This is called the feature size transistor. Okay, L is equal to W. So feature size transistor. Okay, that is about the C resistance concept. Okay, how we are going to find out the C resistance. In the next class, we discuss about how to calculate the C resistance at different technologies and by using inverter based circuits, how to calculate the C resistance of the device. Okay, on resistance of the transistor. We'll discuss in next class, right? So that is about today's class. We'll discuss all these things once again in the next class. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen now. Bye.